Okay, so this is a quick demo of the course requisites screen. If we click on course requisites, we can see that there are several categories of requirements. Currently there's one prerequisite defined, all the other categories are empty. So if we manage rules for prerequisites, we can see that there's this one rule, and there's a natural language representation of that rule. And we can do things like delete this rule if we wanted to. We don't right now, but we can edit it. I don't want to do that now either. So for now, we'll just add a couple rules. So let's select students must take 4 credits from a pre-existing course list, and right now we just have to hand type these in. Eventually there'll just be a search here. So here's our new rule that has 2 component pieces, and we're calling these requirement components. If you look at the natural language, it's just an English representation, and it just adds this and in here, this one. And we can toggle the logic from and to or, and we can actually see that live update the natural language and the logic expression. So let's add another rule to make things a little more interesting. And a minimum GPA of 3. So basically what this rule is saying is there's 3 possible ways to get into this course. Now if we switch this to an and, there's 3 requirements for getting into this course. So let's leave it at or for now, and then we'll make some interesting logic here. So when you select multiple components, you can then group them together, either with ands or ors. If I were to switch this to an or, it would then compress all of them back into one level, because the logic, the grouping of these 2 elements would no longer be necessary because the logic's the same. A or the group of A or B is the same as just A or B or C. So you can see that consolidating down. So let's add this back to an and. Okay. Now we can also edit this logic expression manually. You can actually just type in here, as long as you produce well-formatted messages. Obviously this is not correct, you can't do that, so we have to complete the parenthesis. So let's switch this to an or, switch this to an and there we go. You can see this is updated and the natural language comes out correctly. And you'll notice when you do this grouping, you'll get a set of parentheses around the section that is grouped. If we added more levels, so we can do all kinds of fun things, like if we want to add D to this list of B and C, or B or C, we can select the element and the grouping and say add to group, and it just drops it in the group. And then we can have to deselect the or, we can add an and here. So the natural language starts to get rather complex. We start getting multiple levels of parentheses around the area, and it's important to be unambiguous here. We have to make sure that the students aren't going to be confused by what the logic is saying and what their requirements are. And that's pretty much it. So let's delete some of this. And that's pretty much it. You can delete and you can undo your changes, and you can redo. It's pretty sophisticated. Alright, that's it.